Hi everyone, welcome to Film Log update number 13. So yes, we're back once again, finally here to discuss the films that I've watched or rewatched during November and December 2021. So yes, this is of course a bit into January now. In fact, it could be uploaded in February, but better late than never. And yes, in this video we'll be talking about those films, of course, that I've been watching over the last few months, and also not only that, but we'll be ranking every single favourite first watch of each month, of 2021. So yes, it won't just be a general. My kind of favourites first watches of the year. It will be the ones that I picked for each month, a single film per month, and they will be ranked at the end of the video. So 12 films, of course, to rank, and in order of preference, of course. And of course, there'll be 4 different films in that sense that have never been revealed, on this video. Officially, a kind of poster on this, an image, that will of course be January and February because, I didn't do it back then. I didn't actually start until March, the kind of favourite first watches on the channel. So yeah, obviously as well, November, December, I'll wait until, we do the ranking at the end of the video to actually reveal, those films that I picked. And so, when it gets to those films, I'll say, and here is my favourite first watch of January, and this is the number and all this kind of stuff. So we'll wait until then to reveal those. All that said, let's dig in and discuss most of the films that I've watched during this time. So yes, the first film of November was Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and that, of course, following on from the Halloween period, I was watching a few, kind of horror films, quite a few, and not that I just watch horrors around this time, but yeah, the Halloween films, I went through some of them, and I stopped at 4, that was the last one I've seen for a while, and I didn't venture into 5 and all these ones yet. I just kind of, I put that on hold because I wasn't a fan of that one really, and I wasn't a big fan. And Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, was really not a fan of this one. It started out interesting actually, and some kind of interesting ideas, and it was kind of, it was a nice kind of film at times, and then it very quickly, just went off the roads for me, and personally, not a fan of this, and just the final act and the way it kind of went was really just, this was a slog actually, and I just remember the day, just putting on a film that was not potentially, one that I had big, expectations for, and was nevertheless looking forward to, but I just sat through it, and it was really, really painful at times, this experience, and just, a slog, unfortunately for me. And moving on from that, a Ben Affleck film, Gone Baby Gone. Again, a film I'd kind of heard about, and I was looking forward to seeing, and in the end, I thought it was okay, actually, and it started off, again, it was a film that started off fairly interesting, and just definitely had been invested. It's about this, of course, this girl that was abducted, and this whole kind of investigation takes place, and we have Casey Affleck, kind of starring in this film amongst others, and he was the one we follow mainly, and I did enjoy Casey, in this film, and different cast members, but I just think it was a bit generic at times, and I just couldn't really it was just kind of, it lacked a heart really at times, this film, and I just wasn't really that invested. I thought it was okay, as I say, it was perhaps a like from me, but in the end, I just thought it didn't really kind of blow me away in any regard, but I do praise this film, and in areas, and it's competently made, but it's just not really a film that kind of I enjoyed too much. I'd recommend seeing it though. Very interesting, of course. But yes, after that, it was a couple of rewatches, and yes, Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, of course, a Frank Capra classic, and just a film that I saw back in 2020. For the first time, and I watched it then. I reviewed that film on the channel, and I just thought. It was nearly a year actually since I saw it. I was just kind of in the mood to see it again, and I watched the film, and yes, what a masterpiece that is, and of course, Gary Cooper, Jean Arthur, a wonderful film, and not much more to say there. I did review that film a while back, and just even better than I remembered. Just kind of even more invested, as I knew what was going to happen, and it's just a wonderful film, from start to finish. So yes. An even better film the day after that I rewatched was The Adventures of Robin Hood. Wow, this film, my favourite personal Robin Hood film, and of course, this Errol Flynn, you know, kind of lead role. It's just, you know, you're playing one of the best kind of protagonists, you know, in cinema history, and you know, what a masterpiece this is. This is a perfect film in my opinion, and easily the best Michael Curtiz film that I've seen so far, and yeah, just wow, what a film! One of my favourites. Again, I reviewed that film. Yeah, 2020 as well, actually. So yes, you can check my thoughts out, you know, on that video, and yeah, just a film that you know, I have to rewatch, I guess now and then, because it's such a you know, one of my favourites, and such a charming film. And yes, next up is Army of Darkness. I did say recently that I watched that for the first time, and you know, I loved it actually, and you know, certainly, you know, I think as the film went on, it got better and better, really. You know, in the sense, the first act I did really like, you know, Love in Places, but it really, the middle of the film, etc. You know, that was when it really started to kind of blow me away, and I loved it. I'd probably say yes, I prefer it to The Evil Dead, but not, you know, to Evil Dead 2. But you know, really underappreciated film in my opinion, and you know, great one to watch. You know, just shortly around, well, kind of around the Halloween period. So yes, speaking of Halloween, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and again, you know, this is a film. You know, it was fine, actually, but it was one that kind of disappointed me as well, and you know, I think in places it just really wasn't that, you know, kind of compelling. You know, I think some of the characters, you know, I did enjoy, and it had that charm to it, but I think some things, you know, in the final act, especially the ending, you know, really did not work for me, and in fact, kind of, you know, shockingly bad in places, this one, and you know, just the way this turns out in the end did not do it for me, and just had me frustrated, unfortunately. Overall, though, it's an okay film, because it did have some good kind of kills, and you know, I think you know, kind of, it was certainly better than Halloween 3, and you know, had some enjoyable elements to it. You know, I think I'd watch it again, you know, and just kind of find some enjoyment in it. But I think definitely not, you know, not too great either. But yes, moving on from that, Rush Hour 2, of course. Seeing Rush Hour a few months ago, and you know, I just had to see the sequel. Have yet to see the third one, but yeah, it's Rush Hour 2. Really good film. This, in fact, you know, very surprising film. You know, I think an underrated film, once again. You know, I just loved Jackie Chan, you know, Chris Tucker, of course. You know, this is just really, once again, a really enjoyable film, and you know, just a charming, you know, kind of buddying up film, and you know, I think the action, you know, is great in this. In fact, it could be on par, if not better, in places than the first, just in terms of action, and you know, it's so well put together, and once again, a really fun ride, and one that I just, in places, you know, loved, and overall really, you know, kind of enjoyed this one. So yes, Rush Hour 2. Next up is Lulu Wang's The Farewell. So yes, this is a film that came out a few years ago, and a very recent film, and I'd heard quite a few things about this, and I was just, I always had it on my kind of radar, and yeah, finally sat down to see this in November, of course, and yeah, really, you know, I would say a great film, and you know, one that I really enjoyed. You know, I think definitely a film that, you know, the first half, you know, I absolutely flat out loved, and I think it did kind of go off a bit, and you know, I did love most of the film in terms of the acts, you know, as well, but I think it definitely wasn't as you know, kind of on the level of the first half. Just the way the characters, you know, this world was set up, and the tone of it, you know, that's the thing, and you know, I think that first half, you know, I truly loved, and I did love the film overall, but I think it wasn't quite, you know, as, you know, the second half I wouldn't take over the first, for example, and nevertheless, a film that I recommend highly, and you know, it's this realism, you know, kind of fantastical, you know, kind of combination here, you know, kind of wacky in places, but you know, it's mostly a kind of grounded film, dealing with a lot of issues, and yeah, just these characters and this family, of course, and a really moving film in places, but I think the first half, especially for me, was just stunning, and you know, high praise for this one. You know, great film by Lulu Wang, and yeah, just a really nice film to see. You know, on a Thursday it was that I saw this, and yeah, just a really nice kind of peaceful film to see, and you know, I loved it, highly recommend it, and yes, would look forward to seeing it again at some point as well. So yes. After that, I rewatched, of course, Big Trouble in Little China. So of course, John Carpenter film, and you know, Kurt Russell, you know, etc. this film I truly love, and even better than I remembered. First time round that I saw it, and that was back in early 2020. Yes, that I saw that film, and just had to see it again, though, of course, and just a film that I truly love. Not for everyone, of course. Some do not take to this film, but I love this film, and I think it's among the best John Carpenter films. It's not kind of top two kind of thing, but I think it's not far off that, and yeah, just a film that I truly love. A great film. It's got a bit of everything really, and it's wacky adventure film. Martial arts and fantasy. Sci-fi. It really is a stunning film, and just such a kind of comforting watch, for me, and I can see myself constantly returning to this over the years, just to kind of be, comforted, and a really relaxing film. Kind of full on, intense, wacky film as well. Really, in places, genius film actually, and yes. Shortly after that, yes, for the first time I saw The Colour of Money. Of course, Tom Cruise, Paul Newman, and of course directed by Scorsese. So yes. Was looking forward to this for a while. Not one of the more popular films by Scorsese, and I think nevertheless, I was looking forward to it, and yes, a very, very enjoyable film. I'll get to that when I review it, of course, and I don't really want to give too much away, and just naturally, going through Scorsese's, I will review them all at some point, and yeah, The Colour of Money is a film I think is underappreciated as well. I think it's just a really kind of impressive film. The characters, the narrative, and just the kind of the tone of this as well. It's kind of upbeat. Yeah, it is kind of quite moving, and kind of sad in places. So I'll get to that, of course, when I review this film, which will be at some point. But yes, for now, I really enjoyed this one, The Colour of Money, and once again, Scorsese showing his mastery of kind of camera movements and all this, and really not one of his best films, no doubt. Because that's he's made so many kind of masterpieces. But this film, certainly one that I recommend. The day after that, I saw Legends of the Fall. So yes, this is a film I did mention. Last year, I had this. I bought this film basically, kind of on Blu-ray, and it's damaged and all this, and it took me months to actually receive the copy again, and it was just such a long process, returning this and all that kind of stuff, and sending it back out, kind of to receive the right item, and in good condition, and it turns out it wasn't sealed on the second time I received it, but it was in pretty much fine condition, and I accepted it because there was no more in stock at that point anyway. But yes, Legends of the Fall. Finally sitting down to watch this film in November, and a film that is kind of not really considered that impressive by most, although it has got a following, more of a cult following than anything, and but critically, it's not really considered too impressive. Of course, you have the James Horner score that is loved, but other than that, it's not really overall acclaimed too much. I sat down to watch this, and I thought, I could really like this film. It looks like a film that I'd probably take to. Who knows though? We'll go in and see it, and of course, Brad Pitt, Henry Thomas, all these different cast members, Anthony Hopkins, of course, and yes, in the end, I loved this film, and I think a very underappreciated film for me, and I would like to review this film at some point, or at least talk about the film a bit more. But for now, in places, absolutely stunning, and overall for me, yeah, a great film actually. And I think the score is masterful. In fact, it's one of the best scores I've ever heard. From James Horner, once again, the legend himself, and yeah, one of my absolute favorite composers, and Legend of the Fall. Truly is a great film with a stunning score, the visuals as well. This film, yeah, really a film that blew me away, and a really underappreciated work, in my opinion. So next up, Tremors, a cult film that I would say I found it to be okay, but it was, it turned into a bit of a slog actually for me, and it was very flat at times, and I look forward to seeing it. I'd heard some great things about it. I'd seen maybe a couple of clips here and there, but yeah, I saw this film, and I wasn't a big fan, although I enjoyed it, mildly. I certainly recommend seeing it. It's got some really interesting ideas, and yeah, some nice, kind of character working, but overall for me, it was just too flat at times, and in the second half, especially, it just kind of it was too plodding. It was kind of just a bit of a slog for me personally, but I thought it was okay overall, and I'd recommend it, seeing it, and yes, some films here. The Wrestler, of course, rewatching this film, this is a film that I truly love, and just had the urge to see it again. And on the same day, though, I saw, once again, Dancer in the Dark by Lars von Trier, and seeing this film, of course, so 2 times in that year, 2021, and this film, first time round blew me away, second time round loved it even more, and this is just, for me, it's a masterpiece, and I just love this film, this musical film, a dark musical, of course, and it's just such a unique one, and one of the best, Lars von Trier films for me, and just stunning film. Of course, Bjork, it's just masterful in this film, and wow, what a moving experience this is, and yes, moving on from there, we go to Braveheart. Seeing this once again, I've seen it quite a few times. It'd been a few years since I saw this film, and had been meaning to see this again. In 2019, and then 2020, and it just didn't happen. And finally, though, watching this again in November, and yes, all I say is one of my top 100 films of all time. Wow, what a masterpiece this is, and it's one of the best films. It's a very loved film, of course, and I'm one of the people that so this is one of the best, and not much more to say there. For me, we'll just Mel Gibson's best film for me, directed, and I think let me try and think. The best film that he's in as well, acting actually, I will say that, and Braveheart, an absolute masterpiece, one of my favourites, and what an experience this time around. Wowing film, this truly one of the best for me. Next up is The Navigator by Buster Keaton, and this was a film that I found to be very good, and I definitely recommend seeing this film. I'll try and review this film at some point, but yes, certainly not one of the best Buster Keaton films, but I think definitely very commendable, and really just a nice film. It's a warm film at times, and very overall very entertaining film, and of course stunning moments of direction once again by Buster Keaton. Moving on from that, one here that I won't kind of give away my thoughts for, because this will be uploaded before my review of that film will be uploaded, I guess, and The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Of course, the 4th feature film from Wes Anderson, and a film that I'll be reviewing. I certainly enjoyed this film, and I look forward to sharing my full thoughts on that review. Wait for that. And next up, again, a film I won't kind of reveal my thoughts on, but a Hitchcock film that. Yes, the review is coming as well. It's been filmed. Torn Curtain. Julie Andrews, Paul Newman, and I enjoyed this film, and I'll get to that on my review, and I look forward to sharing my thoughts again and hearing your thoughts, of course, as always, on these films, and just another Hitchcock film to explore, and for the first time, and a film that, let's just say, it is not very highly regarded, and it's just certainly kind of it's one of the films I had not ventured into that far in to Hitchcock's filmography, near the end of his filmography, of course, and it's very interesting, nevertheless, to kind of go into that. And next up is God's Own Country, of course, by Francis Lee, and this is a film that was stunning, I must say now, and highly recommend this film. Essentially being about this Yorkshire farmer, and this younger guy, and this migrant worker comes into the country, and to kind of work on the farm, and the two form this relationship, and it all unfolds from there. I won't give away any more because that'd be spoilers, of course, for the film. But a stunning film, very moving, and just a wonderful film in every regard, really, and really had a great time with this one. God's Own Country, and next up is Phantom Thread. The first time finally seeing this film, and I will be reviewing this film at some point, and of course this will be discussed at some point in the future, and yes, of course, being one of the latest now Paul Thomas Anderson films, and we have Licorice Pizza as well, being out at the moment, but I've not seen that, and yeah, Phantom Thread though, finally seeing this film, and yes, I look forward to reviewing this one. So yes, of course, currently as well being the final, as we know, Daniel Day-Lewis performance, and yeah, just a lot to talk about on this one. So I'll wait for the review on that. Next up being, of course, My Own Private Idaho by Gus Van Sant, and starring, of course, the great River Phoenix, and of course Keanu Reeves. So yes, a film that I've been looking forward to for some time, and certainly a film that I enjoyed. A very, very good film, and I think this being a very interesting one. This kind of road trip, kind of romance film, and also kind of a Shakespeare type film, and it's very strange how the Shakespeare elements, kind of theatrical moments were in this film, and I think actually at times that took away from this kind of stunning kind of core relationship here, and between these two characters, and I think it was kind of essentially in a couple of places it did hinder the film from kind of just for my liking, of course, living up to its potential. I think these two were great in this film. There were some scenes that just blew me away. For example, this kind of campfire scene. This moment, and that was stunning. And I think overall, very, very good film, and some really great writing here, and acting, of course, and just a film that I think at times was certainly great, and a real stunning film, and it didn't quite. It kind of at times went off, and it was just too long, in a part where it was just kind of going off and doing some strange things, and then it came back to the relationship and this kind of journey. But it could have been even more of a journey for me. If it just had stayed to the kind of that core relationship dynamic, of course. So yeah, a very good film though, and certainly a film that I recommend seeing, and it was great to finally see this film, of course, and had been hearing about this for many, many years, of course, and River Phoenix being one of his performances, he was great in this film. He was the standout in this film, and just brilliant stuff. And yes, going on from there, again, another rewatch, of course, The Breakfast Club, and one of my absolute favourite films. I haven't really talked about this film too much on the channel, but of course, just a John Hughes film, and yeah, for me, one of the best films ever made, and yeah, I could talk about this film again, having said that, on the channel at some point, but yeah, for now, we'll just say a wonderful film, and one of my favourites. And yes, next up is The Wrong Man by Hitchcock, of course, and a film that I had seen for the first time, yes, in November, and it's certainly a film that really surprised me, actually. Again, not one of Hitchcock's most acclaimed works, and it's not one of his absolute greatest for me, I must say that, but I think a stunning film, and almost made my actual my favourite first watch of November, actually, and that's how much I loved it, and just it was one of those films that I think from the kind of opening 30 minutes, I kind of knew, I'd love this film for the rest of the film, unless it kind of does something strange and goes off and completely changes. I was along for the ride. Fascinating film based on a true story. And it's just the way in which Hitchcock revealed, set this film up, of course, and just told this story was just stunning, and I loved it. And perhaps not quite a perfect film, but really a stunning work, and had a great time watching this, and I will be reviewing this film, of course. Next up is Scrooged with Bill Murray, and yeah, this is a film that I thought was fine. It was kind of a good film to watch around this time, on the run up to Christmas, end of November, of course, and yeah, I enjoyed Bill Murray, and quite a few cast members. I thought this was fine, although it was kind of irritating in places, just some annoying characters here and there, and just a film that worked, but just it didn't quite live up to what I thought this film would be like, and during judging from the opening, the way it opened up, and of course being a Bill Murray, Karen Allen as well in this film, kind of directed by Richard Donner. I thought I could love this film. It didn't turn out the way, but a fine film to watch, and yeah, some really nice messages in there as well, and just a very nice ending and all this, and yeah, just it's kind of one of those Christmas films. it's talked about quite a lot, and not one of my favourites personally, but I did enjoy it, and yes. Then I watched Bad Santa 2, having seen Bad Santa many, many times, and seeing Bad Santa 2 this time round, for the first time, it was a kind of a solid film. It was definitely not as good as the first, and some things I really didn't like about the film. Quite kind of tasteless comedy at times. Having said that, it did do quite a lot of things that I liked, and it was definitely a commendable film, and drawing on the first in a very kind of interesting way, and seeing how the characters, kind of where they are, during many years on from the first. It was nice to see, and again, I didn't love everything about this film, and I thought it was okay, good kind of thing. But certainly kind of a film that's better than some would suggest. So I thought it was okay, and yes. Next up, into December now. Yes, and one of the first films watching then was Battling Butler, and this is a film, once again, a Buster Keaton film, and once again, this was a film that I truly, kind of loved, and I think just Buster Keaton, always surprising me, always kind of blowing me away for the most part, and this was a film that just it didn't really open up. Though in the best of ways, but once it kind of got going, it's just I was along for the ride, and a narrative that was so kind of investing, and set pieces, great set pieces of course, and slapstick, and I will try and review this film at some point, and for now, I was a big fan of this one, and yes. The next film to talk about here is Jingle All the Way, and briefly glossing over that because seen it many, many times. A big fan of this film, and personally, and I did review this film back in 2020. So yes, you can see my thoughts on this film. That, and I think once again though it's grown on me even more, and I just had a great time with this, and always look forward to seeing this around Christmas time. It's not a masterpiece like for me, It's Wonderful Life, or Die Hard, these Christmas films. But it's definitely a film that I enjoy watching around this time, and I love this film personally, and just a great film to watch around this time. And yes, next up is of course National Lampoon's European Vacation. So a film that I hadn't rewatched for many, many years actually, and it's been me rewatching, of course, in recent years, all the time, Christmas Vacation, and of course I did see at the beginning of 2021. Once again, I rewatched. Again, it had been a gap, but yes, National Lampoon's Vacation, and so I thought it'd be fitting to watch European, and then of course once again rewatch shortly after, which I did, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and yes, love that film, and European is not one of the more popular ones. I think it's a very enjoyable film actually, and it's not as good as those two that I've mentioned, but it is better than Vegas Vacation from what I remember, and I just think it's a very, very enjoyable film. Once again, Chevy Chase is great in these films, and I think he is playing this character across these films. He is one of the funniest characters and actors in cinema history. Just this character of Clark is one of the funniest characters in cinema, and I think this film, although it's not kind of constantly hilarious throughout, there are some parts that are a bit flat here and there. It's not like Vacation or Christmas Vacation, but it is overall a very, very solid film, and I think there is a particular moment which I think is actually one of the funniest moments of the series, and involving a dog, and I won't get into that, kind of reveal that, just see the film, and you know what I mean, but it's a moment that I remembered before it happened, of course, and I was laughing for about 20 seconds before it actually happened, and then I just broke down with tears when it did occur, and wow, just it's one of the funniest, one of the kind of most I've laughed, kind of a film in just some time. It's not one of the absolute greatest comedies. This one, I don't love it as much as the other two that I've mentioned. But yes, I do think that moment especially, and a couple of moments are just hilarious, and I think certainly a film that I really enjoy overall, and some great memories of seeing these films as a kid, and it brought it all back once again. But yes, European Vacation, be you know, kind of 4-star film for me, rounded, and yeah, just you know, kind of around the 8 out of 10 mark, really. And yeah, so next up, once again, continuing my Pixar journey of rewatching the Toy Story films, and with Toy Story 2. So yes, I did as well. You know, at some point later in the month, you know, saying yes, I watched Toy Story 3 again, and you know, I'll be discussing these films, reviewing them. So I'll just save it all for that and move on. Of course, as you can guess, I do love this entire trilogy, and I have many things to say about those. Of course, at some point soon. But yes, going through, glossing over some shorts here. Yes, next up being Dodgeball, and you know, a film that I have seen many times, you know, as a kid, and it'd been quite a few years though since I watched this film, you know, in full, and of course Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, and many different you know, comics and different, you know, actors, of course, Justin Long in this film, and yeah, just a very you know, funny film, and you know, I think you know, really just an enjoyable film. This teaming up these characters, you know, facing off against Ben Stiller's team, and you know, in this game of dodgeball, this tournament, and yeah, to kind of save their gym, and you know, I think a lot of people have seen this film, and you know, certainly a kind of popular film, comedy, and certainly, you know, the kind of training you know, sequences, you know, the wrenches and all this is just hilarious stuff, and you know, a really funny film, you know, constantly really actually, and you know, I think Ben Stiller in this film especially is just legendary, and you know, wow, what a performance this is, and very different to his other roles actually, and yeah, just a very nice rewatch that I had, and yes. Going from there, quite a few Christmas films, obviously, that I watched in December, one being Home Alone, just kind of an annual watch really of this film. It's essential to make, you know, Christmas more Christmassy and magical, and obviously I love this film. For me, a masterpiece, and yes, the day after that I saw once again The Polar Express, yet again, another masterpiece for me. I know not everyone loves this film, but you know, I truly do, and it's just magical, and again, Christmas would not be the same, you know, for me without this film. And having seen this film, you know, around the time it came out, you know, those sets of Christmases was, you know, certainly they were better because of this film. And so yes, The Polar Express, as I say, a stunning film for me, and yes, just magical film. And yes, moving on from there, we go through some of these shorts once again, and next up is This Is the End, of course, a Seth Rogen film. You know, all these different members. You know, we have Jonah Hill and you know, Jay Baruchel, etc., etc. Of course, Danny McBride. You know, just hilarious film this, and every time I see this one, it grows on me even more. And you know, I think I kind of love this film now actually, and you know, I really when it first kind of came out, you know, I kind of enjoyed it, you know, but I thought, you know, it's not that great, you know, I thought it was okay, kind of thing, and then, you know, just it grew on me every time I saw it. So yes, a big fan of this one. This is the end. And after that, I saw Pineapple Express, you know, of course, being yet again another film starring, you know, these cast members, and a bunch of them, and yes, a film, you know, that I did, you know, kind of again, when it first came out, you know, when I first saw this film, you know, I was definitely a fan, but again, it's one of those films that's grown on me more and more, and I think I do probably prefer this to This Is the End, actually, Pineapple Express, and I think just a kind of a great, you know, kind of feel-good comedy film, and you know, this kind of journey these characters go on, and yeah, just a hilarious film from start to finish. Next up, the film that I watched was We're the Millers. So yes, a film I'd never seen until recently, of course, and one of these kind of these comedies that I'd heard about, and just never got around to seeing. A fairly, you know, recent film, really, and yeah, just in the end, you know, I loved this film, I must say, and you know, great kind of one of those comedies that I just got invested in all the characters. This kind of road trip film once again, and you know, it's a hilarious film at times, and of course Jennifer Aniston was great in this film, and you know, Jason Sudeikis, you know, and that kind of led me to watching actually one of the next films, which we'll get to. But yes, We're the Millers. Just you know, a film that at first, you know, it was definitely a film that I was enjoying quite a bit, but then it really got going, and you know, I was just loving this film more and more, and by the end of it, you know, I just you know, I thought, wow, you know, that's just what a film that is, and you know, loved it overall, and hilarious, quite moving at times, and just a feel good kind of film, you know, that I saw, you know, during this month of December, and yes, that led me to watching Horrible Bosses once again, starring Jason Sudeikis, and you know, the second one as well I saw, and you know, a couple of days after that, you know, and I think Horrible Bosses 1. This is a film that I really, really liked, and you know, Horrible Bosses 2 I liked, but it was definitely not as good, you know, as the first. Having said that, I don't dislike that film. You know, I think it's definitely, you know, kind of a solid comedy sequel. You know, sometimes comedy sequels, you know, can be, you know, really kind of too far at times. This one was definitely, you know, it did go too far in places, but overall it maintained the kind of charm and the magic, you know, of the first in places. And seeing these characters together once again was very nice. And yeah, I just really, especially the first one, Horrible Bosses. I did, you know, enjoy these, you know, quite a bit, and yeah, just I think, you know, seeing these characters teaming up, you know, this kind of idea, you know, played for laughs, of course, but you know, it's really, it's just hilarious to see, and yeah, just really nice films. After that, you know, I saw About a Boy, and this film, of course, once again, seeing this, seen it many, many times, and you know, truly one of my favourite films actually, and of course Hugh Grant's legendary in this film, and you know, Nicholas Hoult, you know, is just so great in this film, and you know, he's of course quite a big actor now as well, and it's just great to see this film also around the Christmas period, because it kind of has you know, Christmassy elements in it. You know, I thought it'd be great to kind of pick this month to actually rewatch this film, and it's not quite a Christmas film for me, but it has, you know, I could see how some would consider it a Christmas film. It has got, you know, kind of elements in it, and yeah, just a stunning film this, and one of my favourites, and you know, truly recommend this film if you've not seen it. And after that, you know, seeing The Snowman, you know, kind of a short film, a Christmas film that I saw many, many times as a kid. Rewatched it, you know, 2020. I hadn't seen it in many, many years, and once again, you know, just a masterpiece, this film, and you know, I thought, yeah, I'd watch it again in 2021, and you know, for Christmas. And of course, you know, it's one of those films that I think makes it even more special, you know, Christmas, and you know, I hope to kind of it to be, you know, one of those films that I do now, you know, kind of most of the time, every year, you know, kind of watch this film around Christmas time. So yes, The Snowman, and after that I saw Love Actually, again, a film I truly love, you know, just one of my favourite Christmas films, and you know, it's just this, you know, kind of ensemble piece that is just uplifting, moving, and of course hilarious as well, and of course just being, you know, a Richard Curtis film, you know, truly a magical film this, and one of my favourites as well. So yes, of course, yes, just you know, this spree of Christmas films ending on Christmas Eve with Die Hard, so one of the ultimate ones, of course, and you know, for me, yes, one of the top 3 actually Christmas films ever made, and this film, wow, easily my top 100 films. You know, I've always loved this film, and you know, it just blows me away more and more every time I see it. Of course, Alan Rickman, one of the best villains of all time, and Bruce Willis, you know, in some ways he's at his best here. You know, in some ways it's Pulp Fiction, it's The Sixth Sense. You know, he's such a great actor. You know, he can kind of do a bit of everything. You know, dramatic, of course, comedic, action star, and I think this one though could, you know, be the one that defines him the most. It's the most iconic, and it's just, you know, it's very close to being, you know, his greatest film. Maybe not quite for me, of course, but yes, this film is easily one of my favourites, and you know, just one of the best experiences I've ever had of this film. Seeing it on Christmas Eve as well, it just was the icing on the cake, and you know, just wow, what a film it is, you know, all the way up until the ending, which is just magical. So yes, Die Hard, one of my favourites, and Christmas Day, you know, I was going to watch a Bond film again, but you know, we kind of decided against that, and ended up seeing 1917 by Sam Mendes, of course, and yes, just this is a film I'd heard a few things about, and it really did surprise me, this one, despite, you know, the hype that I had. You know, I was fairly hyped for this film, but even then, you know, really a great film for me, and you know, just especially, you know, just kind of the middle portion of the film, but you know, I think this is just wow, this film is great, and you know, it's just of course mostly kind of one shot appearing hours, and you know, it's a film that you know, it's commendable for that, but you know, I think the way in which this kind of made me feel, that was the special thing, and it was just this really kind of unforgettable experience. And seeing it on Christmas Day was great, with the family, and just highly recommend this film, this war film, and just being very, very moving, and of course, a very human experience, and visceral, kind of experience as well. So yes, after that I saw Green Book on Boxing Day. I did mention that, and I will be mentioning that very, very soon as well. And then, of course, rounding all these films off here was Toy Story 3, and once again, a film that I truly love, and I'll be reviewing those films, the trilogy. And yes, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. It's a film I hadn't seen that in a few years because I've been watching the first one, and just kind of missing out the others. And it's a film that I do really like. I think it starts off not too great, for me actually, and there's some things that are drastically worse than the first. With the family and how they're kind of handled. The characters not quite, that believable and authentic. How they act in this film compared to their actual characters in the first. But having said that, once you get going, it gets going, and all this, it's a very, very nice film, and it's a film I do really enjoy overall. A few films, we have here left, of December, and then we'll get to the ranking. But yes, of course, Three Colors Blue, and of course this trilogy I have now seen as of recording this, the entire trilogy by, of course, Krzysztof Kieślowski, and truly Three Colors Blue, I think is very, very impressive, and really I loved elements of this, and really commendable film overall, and very, very nice, just a relaxing film, overall, and really wonderful direction at times, and acting, of course, very commendable as well. I really enjoyed this one. Didn't love this film overall, but it's definitely a film because the final act as well was one of the things that let me down. But I think definitely recommend this this trilogy, and this film as well. Of course, being the first one. So yes, the final film that I watched of December was Star Wars. So yes, what a fitting way to kind of go out, of the year on, and go out with a bang, as they say. And yes, of course, that kind of sparked, kind of rewatching these films, from the Skywalker saga that I picked up very recently, and watched this on New Year's Eve. Then I watched Empire Strikes Back on New Year's Day, and we'll get to all those films. We'll be reviewing them, and also we'll be reviewing the prequels. As of now, I've rewatched those films as well, and they have grown on me. Mainly referring to one of those films in particular, but yes, just certainly I think. Star Wars, or A New Hope, as some call it, the original film, 1977, of course. This is this, and one of the other Star Wars films, especially. It's just some of the reasons why I talk about films on YouTube, and just why I love films so much. And as a kid, I rewatched constantly the original trilogy. I had the special edition, kind of VHS copy, and the set, and just constantly rewatch these films, and I did watch the prequels as well, but especially these films, and Return of the Jedi, I watched over and over, and it just made me love cinema so much. It was one of those kind of creations, and Star Wars. We'll talk about this film. We'll talk about A New Hope, Star Wars, very, very soon, and it's obviously a film that I love, so we'll get to that. And so yes, now we have the ranking of my favourite first watches of each month. So again, this is not an entire ranking of just in general what I watched in 2021 for the first time. It's just each month I picked a film, and kind of what was the film of the month for me of a first watch, and those films that were picked, I will now rank all 12 of them in this portion of the video. So yes, I thought it'd be fun to do, and just to celebrate the year entirely, and to kind of look back on these films and how much I love these films. So again, personal opinion here, just my personal kind of ranking here, and we'll start off with the film that I'll reveal is my favourite first watch of January 2021, and that is, of course, Requiem for a Dream, of course, a Darren Aronofsky film, and again, I'd not seen this film until now, so surprise there, and it's just been a film that I'd never got around to seeing, and have been on my radar for a while, and just saw this film, and it is number 12 because, obviously I had a great year of watching films, and it didn't quite, kind of it was overtaken by many different films that I watched for the first time during this year. But yes, nevertheless, a stunning film. It's certainly one of the best Aronofsky films that I've seen, and it's a moving film, very very intense, visceral film, and of course about drugs and these struggling individuals, and it really is a very special film, and just not a film that everyone will love. It's very hard-hitting film, and it's a film that just it's just very intense, of course, but yeah, I loved it, and I think it's just a stunning achievement. And yes, at number 12. And so yes, next up at number 11 is my favourite first watch of November, and that is Phantom Thread. So yes, truly a film that I love, and just blew me away, and yeah, I can't wait to talk about this film, obviously on a review, but this is just stunning. The performances, the visuals, and just this narrative, and how surprising this is actually, this character that Daniel Day-Lewis plays, and as always, the writing and directing is just stunning, and Paul Thomas Anderson just is one of my favourite directors, filmmakers, of course, and yeah, just this film. Wow, not one of my absolute favourite films from Anderson, but he really did deliver this time once again, and such high praise for this one. And yes, number 11. But I did love it. So again, it kind of highlights how much kind of great films I've been watching recently. So yes, that was of course at number 11, Phantom Thread. So yes, at number 10, I think this film is not quite, for example, as good as for me, Phantom Thread, or maybe Requiem for a Dream as well. But I think this film just really blew me away, and I think being a Lars von Trier film, so yes, The House That Jack Built, number 10, and this film blew me away, as I say, and just Matt Dillon, of course, given such a great performance here, and wow, this film just, it really surprised me. It constantly surprised me, and it's a very very powerful film. Obviously, a comedy as well, dark comedy, and just only a film that Lars von Trier could make, and just his final film at the moment. Who knows if he'll make more films, and again, I respect his decision regardless. But I'd love to see, obviously I'd love to see, being a massive fan of Lars, more films from him, and but if this is his final film, whatever the case, whatever happens, I think if this is his final film, it's truly a worthy one to go out on, and very controversial film, but I loved it. Really, really love this film, and yes, certainly not for everyone, but a film that I was blown away by. I couldn't believe it, actually. So yes, at number 9, we have the most recent favourite first watch, being of course of December 2021, and that is Green Book. And once again, I love this film. Truly a wonderful film, many different issues that are kind of explored in this film in a wonderful way, of this kind of road trip film, and this kind of bond that forms between these two characters. And again, just, I won't give away spoilers here, but it's a wonderful film in my opinion, and I think it winning Best Picture, certainly a deserved win, and just Peter Farrelly directing this film, a solo effort, as I've said recently, it could be the best Peter Farrelly film that I've seen. So yes, such high praise for this one, and highly recommend this, and wonderful film, performances, just this atmosphere, and of course the themes, the way they're explored, and these characters, and just this wonderful kind of uplifting film, and also very obviously kind of moving film as well. So a wonderful achievement, and yes, Green Book at number 9. And yes, at number 8 we have Seven Chances by Buster Keaton, and I did mention this film again very recently, and I think this is truly for me a masterpiece, and just the way this is kind of put together, this narrative as well, and being quite a short film, 50 odd minutes really, and obviously, therefore, feature film, but yeah, it's just a stunning achievement, and I think that the set pieces, but I think just how investing this film is, and I think the way this is shot, is unlike any other film that I've seen, even Buster Keaton films. I think this could be, in some ways, the best shot Buster Keaton film, and it could be my favourite, as I've said recently. I think Sherlock Jr. is, kind of perhaps the greatest Buster Keaton film, but this could be my favourite, and it just blew me away. from start to finish. This is just a wonderfully directed film. So yes, this was going to be number 8. This next one at number 7. But I thought, actually I prefer this to, yes, 7 chances. But yes, we have at number 7, of course, The Imitation Game. So yes, Benedict Cumberbatch, and yeah, just a stunning film here. And yeah, I mentioned this film a few months ago, and saying that it really took me by surprise and blew me away. And I was hyped for this film, but even then, it was one of those films that just, wow, a stunning film, and just for me a masterpiece, and yeah, really moving film, and also nostalgic film, and yeah, just really an important film that everyone should see. So yes, at number 7 we have, yes, The Imitation Game. So yes, at number 6 we have Children of Men by, of course, Alfonso Cuarón, and this is just one of his masterpieces for me. And wow, this film, again, I'd seen a couple of clips here and there, kind of hard to escape, kind of different lists and stuff, seeing clips of this film, but, always wanted to see this film, and, since it kind of came out, I'd heard about this film, and, truly, wow, a masterpiece, and, just a genius film, this, and, yeah, we'll kind of leave it at that, just so moving, the idea of this, the way it's executed, performances, just direction, of course, and the use of music in this film. Wow, wonderful stuff, and just took me to another level, really. This one, this is one of those that kind of became pretty high on my kind of favourite films list after seeing it, just for the first time. So yes, we're now cracking into the top 5, and once again, this year has been truly great for me. 2021, and just watching so many films, and already though these top 5, I would say, are all my top kind of 200 favourite films. So that's how much I love them, and that's great, because seeing these for the first time and already kind of going that high on my list. And yes, at number 5 though we have To Kill a Mockingbird. So yes, truly a masterpiece, and Gregory Peck giving one of the best performances really of all time. And this is just a stunning film, a moving film, tackling different issues, of course, and being about inequalities, injustice, and racial justice, and it's just such a moving film. This one really took a lot out of me, and just blew me away, and a wonderful film, and again an important film that everyone should see to see what they think of it, and just a masterpiece. And this kind of the way it opens up as well, this neighbourhood, I still remember vividly the kind of narration, and just this kind of time and place that we have, and of course, yes, this kind of the way in which these characters are kind of seeing things, and the way that things happen, and of course, it's about standing up for justice, and just equality, and it's truly a moving film, and one that blew me away, and easily one of my favourite kind of films. Certainly, my top 5. At number 5, favourite first watches of this year. So yes. And then we have number 4, a film that just mildly edged out that one. Of course, being just a film that I fell in love with actually, and yes, just for the first time seeing this, and once again, a Wes Anderson film, and that is Rushmore, of course. This film being the second feature film, from Wes Anderson. This is just. Bottle Rocket, is a great film for me. I do think it's a great one, and it surprised me as well. But Rushmore is many steps up, and I think this is just wow, stunning. It's this kind of quirky, relatable, and just grounded film. Wes Anderson is known for, and it's just truly, I think, one of the very best actually Wes Anderson films. So yes, moving on from that, we have. Number 3, now this is one very hard, this top 3, it could have gone, in some regards it could have gone any way, but I think at number 3 we have a film that's very for me underappreciated, and is actually my favourite, kind of work from Lars von Trier. I'll say that now, and this is, I'm kind of lumping these together, of course, 2 different volumes, but I pick the first one to represent this because I do probably slightly prefer that. But yes, Nymphomaniac. So yes, truly, this epic, of course, split into 2 kind of volumes, and yeah, just whatever way you watch this, of course, different versions out there. I think this film truly is a masterpiece, and you know, I do think that personally. I think this is you know, the one that blew me away the most from Lars von Trier, and that is saying something. Of course, Breaking the Waves and all these films, stunning films. Breaking the Waves being, you know, an absolute masterpiece, and just you know, a film that truly moved me as well. But I think Nymphomaniac combines all of his different you know, elements that he's been playing with you know, up until this point. You know, 2013, and yeah, just kind of yeah, just a really special film, this, and of course, two different volumes, you know, chronicling this kind of individual's life, and you know, just wow, not much more to say there. You know, I recommend seeing it, of course, and checking it out, and I think of all the Lars von Trier's films, you know, that I've seen, you know, I think this one is my favourite currently, and I didn't really think it would be, you know, after seeing you know, kind of some other things, and of course, you know, hearing about this one, it wasn't, you know, kind of too, you know, kind of highly regarded, but you know, I saw it and I thought, you know, at the end of the first volume, wow, that's kind of my favourite so far. Who knows what the second will be like, and again, it blew me away, kind of equally in a way as good as each other. I think I'd probably just take, as I say, the first volume over the second, and yeah, I think that it is one work, and I look forward to seeing it again, and yeah, I'll be seeing a different cut actually next time I see it of this film, of this massive epic work, and I love epics, and this was a great one to see, and truly, you know, kind of this Lars von Trier journey that I had, you know, this was one of the highlights, of course, for me, the absolute pinnacle so far, you know, of his work. So yes, that was at number 3, and next up we have, of course, 2 and 1. And I think again these films are very, very close actually, and both some of the absolute greatest films ever made, and you know, I had heard many things about both, and yeah, just finally seeing these films during 2021. And at number 2 is 12 Angry Men. So yes, truly a masterpiece, and just instantly, you know, within the first 20 minutes, one of my favourites. I thought, yeah, it's one of the best films ever made. Of course, I agree, and by the end of it, you know, I thought, yeah, I haven't changed my mind. You know, this is just one of the very, very best films ever made, and just check it out. You know, I'm not going to say anything about this film other than, you know, it is a perfect film for me, and beyond, and you know, just by the end of this, you know, it had changed my life actually, and yeah, just seeing a film like this, so kind of human, sincere, and you know, just so perfectly made, performed, you know, it's just a masterpiece. And yes, the only film that topped it for this, the year of 2021, that I saw for the first time, you know, it's just, it's a film that, you know, instantly became, once again, one of my favourites, but this one just was a little bit more, you know, kind of magical and enjoyable, and one that I think is just a little bit better, probably for me, and that is, of course, Billy Wilder's Some Like It Hot. So yes, what a masterpiece this is. This could be in my top 100 actually. I love it that much, and of course, a comedy film, drama, and this kind of adventure film, crime film. You know, there's so much going on in this one, and just instantly lovable, and just unforgettable film, and the writing in this film is perfection. Of course, the cast, the direction, and just you know, even the score to this film. But you know, this trio of characters, you know, Jack Lemmon, Tony Curtis, and of course Marilyn Monroe, you know, all perfect in this film. You know, Monroe is just exceptional in this, and I loved the chemistry, and the kind of story beats, and just the narrative of this. It's a comedy, you know, sincere one, and it's also a moving kind of drama film at times, and this just highly investing, you know, crime element to it as well, and what a film this is! Just one of the ultimate, you know, comedy films for me. So it had to get the number 1 spot, and even though, you know, 12 Angry Men, you know, and all these films I've mentioned are stunning, I think just for my preference, and you know, you can see myself, you know, kind of going back to this, and kind of constantly, you know, going back to, you know, for comfort, you know, I think just the number 1 spot for me is by, you know, a little bit for me, Some Like It Hot. So yes, that's my ranking of all the kind of favourite first watches of each month. That's it for now. Tell me your thoughts, and yeah, it'd be great to discuss all things cinema in the comments. So yes, as always, take care, and thanks for watching.